This is Brian with screenfiles.com and review. What I'm looking at today is 2019's Battle Angel Alita, directed by Robert Rodriguez, and it's an okay movie. That's not exactly overwhelming praise, and that's quite deliberate because the thing about most Robert Rodriguez movies, he brings a sort of craftsman-like influence to them. They tend to be very competent, but they don't tend to arouse much in the way of passion. This movie is no different. It looks great. The CGI is very good, and unlike with some movies, most of it takes place in darkened spaces. This is a really good idea because there's less of an uncanny valley effect if the light that you're working with is darker, because it makes the object slightly harder to see, so therefore it doesn't stick out quite as much. There are examples of the CGI in brighter light as well, but the bulk of them tend to deal with shadowy type light. Though as I was saying, this does not feel like a passion project for Rodriguez, and perhaps it's not, I have no idea. But it just feels very well done, and it's visually interesting, but nothing to get anyone hyped about it. I didn't see this in theaters though, I should mention. I caught it recently on HBO, and it can be argued that this movie was made to be seen on the big screen. That's entirely possible. But the thing is, it just seems kind of there for the most part. As I said, Robert Rodriguez, as far as I'm aware, doesn't make movies to feel passionate about. He's very good at what he does, and he is interested in doing it as far as I'm aware. But nothing inspires passion, at least not as far as I can see. In some ways, it reminds me very much of Tron Legacy, in which Joseph Kosinski, I believe was the director, he took some very interesting visuals and concepts and made it kind of mundane, kind of boring, to be totally honest with you. And I think it's to a lesser extent in Battle Angel Alita, but it's still the same type of thing. He's taken, and again, I have not read the anime, but he's taken those elements and made it into something that is just not that interesting, really. It's nothing you haven't seen before, done competently. The competent part is important because it goes without saying there are a lot of incompetent filmmakers. But at the same time, this is not a movie about passion. At least if it is, I can't see it. This is a movie about a lot of things turning in sync and doing A, B, and C well. And it does, but it doesn't quite work. By way of comparison, look at 1984's Dune, directed by Peter Lynch. Now, Dune is an aggressively unattractive movie, and while I enjoy it, a bit hard to watch. But at the same time, Dune is a passionate movie. Dune is a powerful movie, and obviously the source material differs, but you can see that passion in that film. With this movie, it's almost paint by numbers, and I know that sounds denigrating to a director, and I don't mean that to be the case. Though Battle Angel Alita is certainly more routine feeling than movies like Dune are, which is almost experimental. Now, that's not to say I expect Battle Angel Alita to be like that, because look at how well Dune did, which is to say, not very well. But at the same time, I want to see some spark, some life in it, and I just didn't feel anything watching this movie. Battle Angel Alita isn't a bad movie. It's quite watchable and at times entertaining. But its greatest sin is that it's nothing you haven't seen done before. Perhaps not as well done, but still, you've seen it all before. This is Brian with screenfiles.com and review. Peace.